It's recording.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's recording in general.
yeah, it records in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta use it because
It's something to talk about with Dr.Fite, Briana Marrae, and Elle. A weekly roundup of current events and what's happening in our world.
um, yeah, I'm waiting for.
Did your phone connect to the thing? No, I did. Okay, cool. I don't know.
Well, hello, you all who coming up on TikTok. Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to something to talk about. Just stay around. Look down over there. Thank you guys.
I always wanted a girl just like you. Such a pure.
Hey, hey! Up to it.
You got it? Yeah. Oh, well, welcome you guys. Welcome to, gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Something to Talk About. I'm Elle. Briana's right next to me, and Dr. Fite is right there with the cap on. Say, wave, Dr. Fite. I said, wave, Dr. Fite. There you go. There you have it. Thank you all on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Yay! So stick around. We have a wonderful conversation. Hey, you all. This young lady here. Let me wave that.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Is in the room too. So we want to welcome you guys to another. I, I see. Ray showed me that he's watching as well on the live. So there you all go. We have a wonderful crowd this afternoon. This, before I get started, I have to share something with you guys. Let me share this before we get into our conversation because I know it's going to have to be a little contentious at some point today, or we'll all just get our viewpoints across. So before we get started, since we started back in fall, I can tell you guys we're building, growing and expanding, and oh my God, yeah, it's beyond words at this point. But I'll kind of walk you through it. So LB Media is LB Media Network because we have multiple arms. Here, you're gonna have to help me with this. I got to hold this a whole bunch. So as you guys can see, we're doing something to talk about today on Monday. Tomorrow we have a special mother guest on Tuesday on Elle Unfiltered. All while new editions of you guys are going to be able to finally purchase new copies of Bray Magazine online all by yourself. Nope, I don't have to do that. Keep my fingers crossed. So it's all the whole system is being automated. From LB Media to EB Publishing, Bray Magazine. Help me, Brianna.
EV Vision.
EB Vision. What else? EB Vision. Oh, EB Publishing. Yeah, if I forgot something, you guys will be able to go on the website because all of the updates are being updated as we speak. And then for EB Publishing, we just signed a new artist last week, and actually was confirmed today. And he's someone that you all know. He comes from a legendary family, from back in the day that I know. My mother knew. Dr. Fite's parents know. So they're coming from that group. He's coming from that group, so he's that next generation. And I'll drop that name at the end of the show today. But he is now part of the EB Publishing and currently working on a new track that we are hope to have ready to drop and release during Black Music Month on June 8th. If I missed something, I'm going to go back during the show and I will fill you all in on it. But it has amazing. I would say the DNA, the vocals, they stay with the next generation. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So I'll tell you guys who that is at the end of the show. So stick around if you want more information. Woo! I'm part of the ASCAP family now. So you come on as a musician or artist. Yeah, you're going to get registered, all that good stuff under the LB Media Network. Awesome. Thank you, God. That's all I'm going to say. God is good every single second of the day, of the hour of the week. All right.
So that means it's Monday motivation.
It goes into Monday motivation. So let's get Dr. Fite's Monday motivation up there. Let's go.
Oh, y'all waiting on me, huh?
I am. We are. We thought what's with the head, Dr. Fite got on? What does it say? I'm trying to see what it says on the top. Is that a team you room for?
The hat is I just came into the house and came straight.
I thought he was rooting for a certain team because I know the basketball playoffs or whatever's still going on. None of the teams I like still in there. And finally, the Lakers got booted. Thank God.
No, that's tonight.
Oh, they ain't got booted yet.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking in advance. So, Herbie, let's get the situation over with. Because I'm tired of LeBron and so I'm tired of all of them. Let's get it over with. In the meantime,
hey, ladies and gentlemen, journey with me, if you will, to Galatians chapter number 3, verse number 13. And it declares, Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree. Ladies and gentlemen, how would you shout this morning if I told you that Christ bought it? See, we shop all the time, and many of us are wonderful examples of shoppers because we have fat clothes, skinny clothes, church clothes, work clothes. We got appliances in the cabinet that we haven't used in years. We shop so much, we should be on the prices right. We know how much a hat costs, a dress costs, ties cost. But let me ask you, how much does a curse cost? See, Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law. And none of us can keep the law because we're lawbreakers. We tell lies and actually believe them to think that they're truth. We have habits that we need to get rid of. We really have ways of our lives that we think is actually right. But the truth of the matter is that God says, I died so that we can be redeemed. And can I tell you that God gave us the law to prove we couldn't live with it, only for us to shout about grace because we can't live without it? Let me pray with you. Redeeming God, thank you for your mercy that found me, your grace that restored me, your love that never gave up on me. And it's because of you, my past does not define me, and my future is filled with hope. I am grateful for the gift of redemption and the new life you have given me. Amen. Hey, I'll see you next week if God says the same. Grace and peace.
And peace. Thank you, Dr. Fite, for the Monday motivation. It's never too late, no matter what time of the evening on Monday. If you may need some motivation, so you can relax for the evening and get ready to tune into your basketball or just to spend some time with the family. So that's going to help you be able to do just that. All right. So you got my video, the one with the lady,
Which lady?
the one that cursed them out.
You ain't send it to me.
Damn. Okay. Anyway,
I can test you ain't send that
okay.
to me.
So anyway, let's get into the conversation. I'm going to start with. So was it last Thursday that the Janky, or last Friday the Janky U.S. Supreme Court?
I call it the kangaroo court.
I know it's really hard to even say Supreme Court because there's nothing superior or supreme about
them.
About 4 of them anyway, or 5 of them, 6 of them. No, because it's 3 is it 3 or 4 Democrats? Is it 3 or 4?
It's 3. That means 6 conservatives.
Oh, it's 6. Okay, so 6 of those pigs. All right, there you go. Woo! So as everybody was talking about the Project 25 and certain things they were going to do, and so on Friday, I think it is, they dropped that bomb, and everybody, I think it was Thursday though, everybody has been like scrambling and going crazy and upset because they say they're gutting the Voter Rights Act. And I've been looking at people and going on and looking online and hearing people say things like they're taking our rights away to vote and things of that nature. Now they've made it more difficult, but let me be clear when I say this. As a citizen, as an American citizen, and some are born citizens, some are naturalized citizens. As a citizen, you have the right to vote. So they didn't take your right way to vote. They made representation for in your particular communities and districts more difficult. But let me just say this: come November, I don't want to hear anybody talking about my vote does not matter, because every single vote at this point, but always have mattered. So when you go to vote, when you go to vote, take somebody else with you and tell somebody that you know, and they've been sitting back saying, my vote doesn't matter, does not count. Your vote matters more now than it ever did. So please stop putting up that false narrative on social media, because some people, they don't check beyond that. They look at a video and they assume that what that person is saying is accurate, when some parts of it could be accurate, but other parts not so. So do your due diligence and check it out yourself. Because I know when people keep saying they took our rights, no, they didn't. They made their representation in districts more difficult to vote. But I can tell you, come hell or high water, if I got to sit around all day, you can take whatever. I got to have my chair sitting there and move in line with my chair. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to get my vote. My vote matters and it counts. Okay? There you all go. So stop whining and complaining. I know Briana got her part, Dr. Fite got his part. Dr. Fite is queued up and ready to go. If you are watching online, he's ready to go. He got that right there. And so I always know he's going to come and bring his expertise on the whole Supreme Court debacle, because they are horrible. Just before we came on, of course, they lifted the block in Alabama. So now they're clear to do whatever they want to do in Alabama. But as I was talking to my mom who was in there, she said they only have 2 anyway. But they only have 2.
It was from what I saw online. They say, so what they gonna do? Redistrict 2 to lose 2? I'm like, what are we doing?
Dr. Fite, what are we doing? Get in here. Get in the conversation.
But if you see why, you see that old crazy heifer down there.
We doing too much.
They
So what the Supreme Court did last month was to help Southern states gerrymander votes.
Mm-hmm.
What people got to understand is in marginalized communities, or just where communities where the majority of one group of people live,
Mm-hmm.
what they do is draw the lines around that community. But that community cannot dictate who their representative is going to be. What they do is they find another area with a more of a majority of the opposite viewpoint of that area and draw that area in with your area.
Mm-hmm.
And what that does is that diminishes the possibility of you getting the kind of representation you want versus the kind of representation that another community wants. And that one person represents the entire community, whether it's yours or not. What they're doing is they are taking away a person's right to have the representation for that said community. Now, some would say this is not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal because let's just use the city council, for instance. If you live in a small area and your city council is 6 people, 6 people means that you have to have a 4-person vote for a majority. And if what they do is decide to draw the lines where you don't get a representative in one of those votes, then you have no voice on that council. That because your community is now tied into another community that's larger than yours. So if you have, let's say, 300 registered voters that live in your area, and then they redraw the lines, and now your area has 700 voters, which 400 are in another area and 300 are in your area. If all 400 of their voters show up and all 300 of your voters show up and y'all vote on party lines, you will lose. So your person to represent your voice won't make it to the council because their person that represents their voice will now win. This is the architecture of this current Republican Party that is trying to make sure that you diminish the voice of certain marginalized people, that they don't have any power on any of these different elected officials. So from the city council to the county commissioners to your House of Representatives in your states to the House of Representatives federally, to the Senate by your state and to the Senate federally, to your governors, to your mayors. These, and well, governors more so are not because it's a statewide vote, and mayors maybe not because it's a citywide vote. So there probably won't be as much affected. But just imagine here in the state of North Carolina, we have a Democratic governor, but we have a Republican Senate and House. It's because the lines are drawn so that they can get the people in the seats that they want. But the statewide, when you consider all of the votes, then there's a Democrat that has been elected, the last like 7 Democrats for the state of North Carolina. It's very glaring that what they're trying to do is make sure that they diminish the power because they do not have enough votes to win races on a large scale. So they'll try to win the races on a smaller scale to stop the governor from doing what the governor wants to do, because you need the House and the Senate to be able to ratify what you want to try to get done.
That's a quick question here. So they do that, but what aren't they missing the point? Because okay, if you're like saying you like redistrict and bring in like a rural area, that's more of a small town anyway than say another area. I just don't get the point. Because all these red states, they don't have a lot of seats to begin with.
But I think what Dr. Fite is saying is that if that's on a state level. So if you get people in these different positions that that can do what they want to do when it comes to voting regulations, setting up the voting, that's going to give them a better opportunity to maybe put in someone that they want who can win, maybe on a larger scale. But my point is this: I said, yeah, they can do that, try and do that, but to me, it all boils down to the numbers. And that's what Dr. Fite made a point where he said, if you have 300 over here and 400 over here, it may be some of those 400 that may decide to vote in a different way. They might, that point, they might not be all Republican. They may have some independents in there that will vote on the side, on the Democratic side. So what they're doing now is the way it's all messed up now. You just don't know how people, when they get into those polls, how they're going to vote. You just don't know. And as Briana mentioned earlier, that piece of crap that's in the White House, his approval rating is at what, 26%?
28.
I said, how do you even measure 28%? At that point, you can no longer measure that. It's not even measurable.
He is barely above a fourth of the country.
So you just don't know how that's going to translate when people go behind the screens. Who knows? But I just boil it down to, for me, it's all about the numbers. The more people that go out there and vote, the more you can hold off of what people are doing now. This was what the law that they struck down was in 1982. When it was the Bill of Rights was in 1982, and people were still voting at that point. Another point Dr. Fite made was too, like when you talk about people, if there's a Republican governor and a Democratic, other Democratic representatives in that state, for years California operated like that. It was always a Republican, and I lived there, so I mean, it was always operated with a Republican governor, and then Democrats held other seats and other positions throughout the state. So for me, I am a firm believer. I hear Dr. Fite, and I know statistics, but I'm a firm believer. If people go out in large numbers, that they can hold off. We can hold off some of this nonsense. I just believe too, when they think that everything that they're doing is going to, they're going to be successful in November. To a certain extent, they might, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it because here's my other point. As Black folks have been saying, since Trump got in office, they said this is the white man's problem. So we're not going to get involved. So now everybody's like, we have to get involved now. I have never taken that stance. I have never said I'm not going to get involved, not voice my opinion, not do so and so. Because I think as people, we all need to work together to solve problems. You just can't have one race of people saying, I'm going to be out there. If you want to be in the front line, go ahead, be out there in the front. That's fine. But you just cannot sit back as a race of people and say, I'm just going to, this is your problem. And you all fix it. Now, granted, it is their problem. I completely agree with that. I agree with all of that. But still, as a group of people, as Black folks, as Hispanic people, as other folks, you cannot sit on the sideline and let somebody fight a battle that when you need all hands on deck, that cannot be done. It's about the numbers. It's about the numbers. The more numbers are out there voting against that, the better chance you have of sticking it to them in November. My opinion. Dr. Fite?
I mean,
I know you're that practical voice. So I get, what the hell happened?
I think he clicked himself off.
Dr. Fite apparently clicked himself off. He didn't like the question that I put out.
I saw what I'm like,
what the heck happened?
he clicked it.
He was getting ready to say and then it went off. See, he was getting ready to say that something that God said, don't say it. Don't say it. That's why he got clicked off. Now he's back. See what I'm saying? Now, did you change your stance before you came back on?
no, I did not change my stance whatsoever. I mean, in theory, what you're saying is correct. However, what Republicans have figured out a way is is these lines. When you look at a lot of these lines in these states, they don't make sense at all. Like you can have a state the size of Illinois, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can have a voting district that's predominantly Democratic in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And they will tie that some kind of way, draw the lines through a river all the way down to tie it with another community somewhere else that has a larger population of registered voters. So the solution is not just showing up to vote in large numbers. The solution is spreading the vote out across the state. The problem with most states is Democrats or liberals live in the same areas. The state of North Carolina is a rural state, the majority of the state, but all of the liberals live in 4 counties. They live in Mecklenburg County, Guilford County, Wake County, and Durham County. All of the liberals, 90% of registered liberals in the state. Now there's 100 counties in the state of North Carolina, and 4 of them got a larger population than the 96.
Wow. Right? Wow. That's wild.
So what they figured to do is let's gerrymander those votes in those areas to make it one large vote. And then just basically say, okay, y'all get that, but we get everything else. So we never own the House, we'll never own the Senate. It's because Black people live in 4 counties in the entire state. And so you have some sprinkled in here and there, but if we spread that vote out across the state, then now you can't gerrymander a vote because we are a part of the population in all of the other counties also. Now that's a lot harder to do because the problem is people are moving to where jobs are. And most of these rural areas is farmland that's owned by other people and predominantly Caucasian individuals. We're not a farming business. North Carolina is a state that is not like any other state in the country. We have both beach and mountains in the state. And we have in the middle of the state, in central part of North Carolina, we have what is known as the RTP, the Research Triangle Park. So you got GlaxoSmithKline, you got Duke, you got Chapel Hill, you got all of these major entities with medical facilities as well as research that bring some of your most brilliant minds to this area. Majority of these people who are searching for these jobs and making this kind of great money are typically liberal thinking individuals. They live in those areas because the area and the economy draws most liberal thinking people to that area. They're not rural farm people. And so now you have a disparity in the ideologies amongst individuals. So saying to show up to vote in mass numbers doesn't fix the drawing of the lines. Yes, I want people to show up to vote, but I want us to be registered to vote in more than just a couple of counties in most of our states. I mean, look at the state of New York. 5 bureaus carry the entire state.
Okay, so here's a question, and I'm not agreeing with the Supreme Court. So what the Supreme Court did was they did explain. I want the explanation that they gave, because from what we're all understanding and trying to say is that they're saying it's not about racial lines anymore. It's not about racism anymore. That's basically what they said, what they did. Am I correct?
Yes. So
you shouldn't draw lines based on race.
Right.
But here's the issue that we have. We don't realize what the impact is. I mean, they really narrowed the scope of the Voters' Rights Act. The court held that the Voter Rights Act did not require the creation of an additional majority minority district in Louisiana. It heightened the legal standard for such districts. So the plaintiff in the case, which was it was Louisiana versus, what is it, Calais or Callius?
Yeah, Calais, yeah, Calais or something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So they had to prove the intentional discrimination rather than just a discriminatory effect or the results of the test. Which is a very high bar, because, you know, a lie don't care who tell it. I can tell you, oh, I'm trying to bring equity to the entire state. Well, that sounds great, but you gotta prove that they're trying to diminish the Black vote. That's hard to prove without them blatantly saying, we don't want Black representation, so we just try to diminish the Black people who go vote for their own Black people. It's like one time that had a conversation when President Barack Obama was running for president the first time, his first term. You know, I asked a Caucasian gentleman when we were at a rally, I asked him, I said, are you not voting for Barack Obama because he's Black? He looked at me and says, are you voting for him because he is? I said, basically, in a sense, what you have just done is proving my point. You don't want to vote for somebody because of the color of their skin. But even if I do vote for somebody for the color of their skin, I'm not voting for his opponent because he's white. I'm voting for him because not only does he represent me, but he represents values and views that we both share. I mean, you can talk about politics all day long, every single day, But what pains me the most, especially about the Christian community, those evangelicals who claim to be Christian, who aligned with Trump and did not like Barack Obama. Barack Obama was married to an American-born Black woman who both went to Ivy League institutions and graduated in a very respectable profession and holds law degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got a president who has been named in multiple slumlord lawsuits and have not paid his creditors, to file bankruptcy multiple times.
And don't forget a rapist. So let's not forget that.
I ain't finished with my list.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go with it.
You know, when you have a president that has a list, that should scare you.
Yeah.
Right. Paid off prostitutes in order to be quiet, has cheated on his wife numerous times. His wife is not even in front of America. And I mean, we're talking, we're not comparing apples to apples here. It's somebody who has a reputation that cannot be scrutinized.
Mm-hmm.
I had somebody tell me one time that they were saying Barack Obama was a Muslim. What's wrong with Muslims? Oh, I get it. You're thinking America is a Christian nation. There's nothing nowhere in the Constitution or anywhere written that say we are a Christian nation. Then they would turn to me and say, well, look at our currency. It says, in God we trust. Which God?
Valid point.
Which God? We have an all-seeing triangle on our dollar that doesn't speak to Christ, but speak to supreme nature of Godhead that looks down, looks high. That's multiple religions. That's Buddha, that's Muhammad, that's Joel, that's all kind of religions that point not, and I'm a Christian. I mean, so let's really consider the fact that you have a president who you voted for, especially as Christians, who doesn't have any Christian values. And this is how I know he don't have Christian values. Yep. This is how I know, not by his actions alone, but just look at what he said.
I mean, you
the man held the Bible
values, period,
upside down.
Upside down. I was gonna say upside down. Yeah.
Not only did we hold the Bible upside down, but he called it 1 Corinthians.
Oh no, I don't even remember that. Oh no.
I do vaguely remember that.
I mean, and we're talking about Christian values here. The man ain't been to church, and God knows how long. The man is arguing with the Pope.
Yes.
The
That's
Pope. Now, most popes have made statements about political nature all over the globe. Not just America, but most popes, when genocide is taking place in some parts of Africa and when apartheid was taking place, popes have made statements on wars and constitutional things that have happened in different Europe and all over the globe.
The news.
But this is why Pope Leo is not like the typical Pope. He forgot Pope Leo from Chicago. Pope Leo was born in the Shire, on the south side. Okay, let's just go there. So he was not gonna talk back. That's the first mistake he made.
That is the first mistake. But again, there have been popes that have been talking about that forever. It never makes national news except with this freak.
Because he's ignorant. Because he's ignorant and don't know when to be quiet.
Because I'm gonna argue with the Pope. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Just do you know how disgusted I was over the weekend? I'm gonna let Dr.Fite do. So it was a group of evangelicals, I guess. They down there at Mar-a-Lago made this golden statue. They put this golden statue up there.
Did they really?
Yes. But on the same token, the person that designed the statue, he said, I will never do anything for them again ever, because they made him, because he ain't got the turkey neck. I'll show you a picture of it. Normally he has the turkey neck of himself.
Too fat ass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they cut that off. So they cut that down. And then they have gone through all making these different changes and stuff. Then when the man did, then they want to pay the man. See?
Wow.
They want to pay the man. So the man had to sue, I think, to get his money, end up getting his money. Wow. But they went and call yourself Christian. But they made this huge gold statue down there in, I think, by Mar-a-Lago of him. So making him seem as a demigod. I said, okay, there we go.
But
That's gonna go
this is
real
what I
well.
say too. I said, all I say to this is that God has the first, last say so, and all the ones in between. So whatever you all doing and you all are praising this man, God has the final say so. I just want to see it. That's all. I just want to see it. That's just me. I mean, that's why I'm a Christian, so I believe I don't believe in none of that stuff. I don't follow men. I don't understand how these men follow a man. First of all, when I say and I said all times, he's ignorant. I can't. He just and if you all don't understand it, he's stupid. There is no way in God's green earth that you can follow a man who has the vocabulary of a fourth grader. I can't. I can't. There's nothing he says that's ever intelligent, that's irrelevant. That's relevant. Nothing. Nothing. So the fact that you say you're a Christian, that you're an evangelical pastor, but you overlook all of the stuff that this man has done and that he said. I have no respect of you. I don't care what color you're wearing. If you follow Donald Trump, anything that he says, we cannot. And I say this very clearly. I cannot have a conversation with you. I won't waste my breath. I'll tell you like this. There's not because there is nothing, and I mean there is nothing that you can say to me to justify anybody following Donald Trump or voting for Donald Trump. There's nothing. So don't waste my time. Don't waste my energy because I'll tell you point blank, not interested. Not interested. It's not even worth it to me.
I want to share this post.
Okay. No. You want? You shared the post. Wait, Doctor. Hold on. Briana may have I gotta fix this. Oh, wait, hold on. Don't make me have to go off on you. Okay, did that part. Wait. Oh Lord, what I do? Oh, I did it right. Okay, now where is it? Right at the bottom. You gave me something, Dr.Fite?
I did.
Enter stage. Okay, what's this?
I don't know who Donald Watkins is. However, a friend of mine reshared his post today, and it says the only reason why Donald Trump cannot remove the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial from the National Mall in Washington, D.C. is because Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated raised $110 million in private funds to pay for the $120 million memorial. The federal government contributed only $10 million to the project. Alpha Phi Alpha's brilliance in planning and privately funding the memorial from 1983 to 2011 provides the only safety net against Trump's erasure of the biggest monument in the presentation and preservation of Black history.
Well, you know what, and that's a good point too, because I was wondering when he was going to try to do that. So that's the reason why he can't. Here's what this is the question I have for everybody who's listening, who's viewing. What is it about? Why are you so afraid of Black people? Because based off of what you all are doing, how you feel, you are so fearful of us as Black people. So I asked. It's a rhetorical question because I already know the answer. For me, I know the answer. You saw, and it all, I'll go back to all this all the time. You watched Black people rise. You watch more Black people become more educated, holding more white collar jobs, starting businesses, all those things like that. And then the coup de grace was the Black man in the White House, not for 4 years, but for 8 years. So you have in your mind, you have made up in your mind that no matter what the white man who comes up and runs for election, no matter his history, no matter what he's done, no matter what he says, the ignorance that he spews every day, you're going to stick with him. So in my opinion, you are worse than he is. If you try to justify to me or to yourself that Donald Trump is worthy to sit anywhere in the White House to make any kind of decisions, then you are a bigger fool than he is. Bigger fool than he is. That's about your thoughts.
Well, no, I mean, the sad reality is when we begin to look at the election, 2024 presidential election results, we gotta keep in mind and remember that 77 million people showed up to vote for Donald Trump.
And you know what? And the first when he first won, and I kept saying, "Wow, really?" But the more I pay attention to what people are saying, I look at certain stats or whatever. I don't even say this lightly. I believe that Elon Musk did something. Cheated. I don't know how you did it, but I know you did something. The problem is doing it, but there is no way that man has never won a popular vote. He's never won. He's never won normally Democratic states. He's never won any of that. Now all of a sudden, you run against a black woman, and if you were so sure that you were going to win, then why do the cheating? Because I know I believe it. I'm like I said, I don't call out cheating like that very often. But I said the more I watch, I said yes, something was done for him. That something was done on the cheating, for as far as I'm concerned. I can't put my finger on it, but it's just a feeling that I have. The more I watch, it's just a feeling that I have. I can't believe that 77 million people actually voted for that man. I just even based on the polls even before the election. I don't believe it. Dr.Fite. Come on, Brandon. Yeah. So I don't. Dr.Fite, go ahead. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Go ahead with what?
I couldn't hear you, Brian. You got your rant. Go ahead.
What? Okay, keep going.
I was just saying that. I just don't believe he won. If I was saying 77 million people voted for him, I just at this point I find it hard to believe.
With his approval rating in the toilet the way it is.
Yeah. I again, like I said, there's so many things stats coming now. I just find it hard to believe.
Even when he won the first time, he only won because he got the electoral college.
Yeah.
Because Hillary won the popular vote.
Exactly. So all of a sudden, that's what he tells me. All of a sudden, he became that popular. And
you won all 7 swing states.
Yeah, exactly.
And the popular vote. I knew he wasn't popular. Like, no, something fishy.
Yeah. I just the more I said, nah, I can't believe it. But the fact of the matter is, the people that voted for that ignorant man, I blame you. I blame you. So don't cry about not having a job. Don't cry about your food stamps being taken away. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear, because all I'm gonna do is shake my hand and say, that's too bad for you. And this is what I say. I know when it's bad. Now there are certain towns around our other towns that we live in, but some of them are predominantly black. Predominantly white. But some we shop and hang out. Now when they out on the side of on those main streets, the main streets, and they were just out there a couple weeks ago, when they out there almost like on a bi-weekly basis. Yep. It's a problem. And they know it's a problem. But again, all you ones who stand out there in that corner saying honk your horn, you probably voted for them. So part of what people say is clean up your own mess. Yeah, clean up your own backyard. Clean it up. But I'm still going by what I say. You have to turn out in large numbers. Just not your everyday. You have to turn out in large numbers, because that's the only way you're gonna have some protection or something to save something. Is you got to get out there and vote. So one person take one person, and the second person take somebody else, and go and get off. Pardon my French, get off your ass and go vote. Y'all can go vote when it's your time. Yeah, this is what I said right here. That's me. That's how I feel. Some of you say the system is rigged. Yeah, they're trying to rig it, but I still say get your ass out there and vote. There you go. Okay.
Do you want to play your other video?
Yes, one more. Yes. Zip it. So this video I found. Come on.
Here come the Democrats, voter rights defenders. Here comes the Democrats. November, please remember. Here come the Democrats, voter rights defenders. Here comes the Democrats. November, please remember. Here come the Democrats, voter rights defenders. Here comes the Democrats. November, please remember.
To the men in black. The fact he created with Tamina Black, I think was just brilliant, and I think that video needs to circulate throughout the whole uh, summer, and get ready for the fall. It needs to circulate so you all can get off. But here's the thing: you need that to stay motivated, but also from now until November, that is going to keep doing more and more and more and more. So he's never not going to leave our thoughts. Never going to start leave our thoughts. But when we think about the fact that ancestors, how they fought, died, was lynched, murdered, all of that for voter rights, that should be your motivation right there. That should be your motivation right there. All right. Uh, I'm trying to make sure all my segments are in order. Dr.Fite, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a musical break, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna come back on the couch with Dr.Fite. Then Briana has her Briana rant, and then we're gonna keep on moving from there. Let's go.
Well, we also, we didn't get the chance. Dr. Fight, he saw the Michael movie, I think, so we didn't get a chance to ask.
Oh, we didn't get a chance to ask. We'll ask them when we come back. Dr.Fite, give us your thoughts on the movie Michael when you come back.
I didn't see it.
You say what now?
I didn't. I had to cancel my tickets because my boss. I had to end up having a important meeting.
Okay. Well, we're gonna talk to you more about that when we come back. Let's go. So Brad's gonna give us a couple of songs. Dr. Fight gonna come right back. I can't believe it. I was waiting on him to get his opinion. Anyway, we're gonna talk about.
Let me just say this. Let me say this. That video clip that you shared. Talked about Democrats showing up before November shows up. I need everybody to know that there's a lot of states whose primary elections are either currently happening or will be happening over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got states like Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Missouri, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Texas, North Dakota, Montana.
I thought Texas had theirs already.
Hawaii. Who?
I thought Texas had their election already for the primary.
No,
Texas.
They got a runoff.
Oh, they do have a runoff.
Well, who's going to be the Republican?
Yeah, so these elections are highly imperative to show up, to not just make sure that you show up in November, but the candidates you want to see on the ballot in November, you got to vote for them in the primaries.
So I was supposed to go to break, but here we go. So what people always talk about, it's the ground game. So if you're on talking to, say, a community organizer, what is that you need to get the word out to the community? What's the word, the message you would get out to the communities for all these upcoming elections?
Well, first of all, we got to put people up on the ballot that folk want to go out and vote for. Now, we gotta put individuals who are not scared, who have a track record, and who can't be bought. What we're seeing on large spread is many of our leaders are being money is moving their mouth, and not the plight of the people who are in the community. So what we need to do on a collective effort is we need to put our money together, and we need to be able to back a candidate that we can support all the way through. Where we're going to show up to vote for, we're going to march for, we're going to be able to put them behind the necessary scrutiny to say, this ain't what we want. We want to vote on these lines. We got to have somebody that speaks our voice. So we got to put somebody up to vote that we're enthused about wanting to vote for. Number two, we got to stop being crabs in the barrel. We got to understand, and we got to take a page out of the LGBTQIA, LMNOP, whatever. We got to take a page out of their book. They may not have liked every piece of legislation that came through that granted them certain rights because it didn't give them all they want, but they played the long game. They played the long game to get a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, to now, they got everything that they want. It took time. So no one leader is going to be perfect, but one leader is not going to give you everything all at the same time. We need somebody that's going to eat at the table piece by piece to eventually be able to get us what we want and play the long game. We got to make sure that our kids have the kind of future where, as Dr. King said, they are being not judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And so we got to stop being crabs in the barrel. Thirdly and finally, I'll say this. We got to make sure that we dispel this myth and this narrative that our vote don't count.
Please.
Ray Ray, TT, Earl, Pookie, Lottie Dottie, and everybody showing up to the polls.
The prostitute on the corner, all of them.
Not the prostitute on the corner.
Yes.
Alexis and Mercedes and Diamond in the club, and I'm not talking about tap or jazz. Amen. I'm talking about that midnight ballerina. She got to go vote too. Like, it's very important that we get every single individual registered, and not just registered. That's hurdle number one. But the next hurdle is getting them to the polls to vote. That are the two-pronged tests that we need to make sure. If we got every thug, if we got every ballerina, if we got every knucklehead that's in our families registered and voted, we wouldn't have these kind of problems that we're talking about this right now. And I said this yesterday in church. We need to get all y'all that come to church on Mother's Day need to be at the polls. If you want to love your mama, then your mama wants you to go vote. All right. Your mama wants you to get registered and wants you to show up to the polls. That's my three things I think we need to do in order to invigorate the vote to show out.
I love that, and I'm a piggyback off of that one. The one of the things my mother did a lot of things, but yesterday was Mother's Day. But one of the main things that I can remember that she did is that when I used to as a little child, she always took us to the polls with her when she voted. I remember just being in kindergarten, and she said, "Well, wait, then you go to class, but come with me first." And she took me inside the booth. Because back in the day they had some big like gray metal things, and you go in and you like, and it made noise when you pull them down and vote. I'm dating myself. Shut up, Dr.Fite.
What was that, like a shack?
Yeah, it was like a big silver thing. You had all the people there, but you literally, it was like it was a voting machine, but it was like a real machine.
Said,
but you would pull the lever and it would lock it in when you voted. So I always remember going as a child with my mom to vote, and I did the same thing with Briana. So when Brianna's going up, she always went with me to the polls. So take your kids, so you start teaching them early in life about how important it is to vote and that they vote matters. And the other thing I have to say too is that even when Dr. Ford talked about President Obama, I did not just vote for President Obama because he was a black man. I voted for him because of his intellect and the things that he had to say, the way he presented himself. So when people always say, "Oh, he was in office, what did he do for black people?" Shut up. First of all, that's stupid.
I get so tired.
Right. That's the person that's ignorant.
Well, let's answer the question though. What he did for black people is not just what he did for black people, it's what he did for all people.
All people. That was what I was going there. Right, exactly. Right, exactly.
But
Policies just weren't curtailed to a certain race or group of people. First of all, what you got to realize is this man brought the debt down by over $562 million. Like, if we could have got 8 more years, we would be debt free right now. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would have took the Bill Clinton approach, but he took a more balanced budget approach to defeating the debt. I think he should have did what Bill Clinton did, cut defense spending, take that money, reallocate the debt, and have it paid off before he leave office. He ain't do that.
But when I always said before he even took the oath of office, he was working because the country was literally it was falling apart. And him and Joe and so now you have this freak of the week in the office, and the debt is like oh my God, will it ever get paid down? That's the bigger question.
I think the debt is probably higher than the economy at this point.
Yes.
That's how high the debt is. Gas is ridiculous. Oh, there's my rent. See, we found my rent. My rent comes.
Don't get Dr. Fite started on the gas. I know.
I'm about to. I am about to. Me and Dr. Fite both. Do you want $50? Yo, it took me to fill up my car. I was so mad it wouldn't stop. You know, you look at the pump, it just won't stop. $4.95. Don't. I'm okay.
Oh God.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
All because he wants more oil. He wants more money to line his pockets. Now everybody got to pay more for gas. They got to pay for his gas to his Mar-a-Lago for his.
Don't make no mistake. We're paying for his flights to Mar-a-Lago. We're paying for everything. We're paying for everything. While he's sitting right in our face and grifting what he can. Okay. This is what he's doing. And if you all don't see it, I don't know what to say to you.
They don't care. You just a blind bet to what's going on.
You don't care because you're so blinded by hatred. That's the whole problem. Dr. Fite, I got to ask him before he ever. How about your gas down there, Dr. Fite?
Well, you got to take a shot before
Right.
you speak.
He said, Lord, let me pray.
I
before
was
I speak."
about to cuss. See, y'all, it's too high. I was gonna put a D word in between two and high. Whew, God have mercy. It ranges anywhere from 425 for regular unleaded to 505 for 93.
I'm about,
That-
I'll tell you when you know how keyboard you look at the numbers, and when it went to like past 45, I about fell over the pump.
yeah.
I was just like, what?
$50. And Briana, she's got like a little medium-sized truck, but it ain't that. She's like,
It ain't no $50.
she said, normally I pay it take like $30 to fill up my truck. I said, well, $50 today.
I about fell over the pump. It was the man standing next to me. He about fell over here, so he was just as high. and he over here, be like, he said, don't make no damn sense.
I pulled up to the gas pump last Monday, a week ago from today. I pulled up to the gas station, and the person that was in line before me, I pulled up and I saw that they had put $20 in their tank. $20. And do you know the thing said 4.23 gallons?
Wow.
$20 got you 4 gallons of gas. 4 gallons. You'll be driving. Where you going with four gallons? Where you going?
Okay, and that
Even
man,
if you got 20 miles a gallon.
maybe he already had some gas in the car. He said, I'm just gonna top it off, and it's just topping it off is only gonna cost me like $20. So maybe that's what it was.
You know what my top off was? I did the same thing. That was $30. I can't go below a half a tank right now because I'm gonna get mad.
I do not suggest anybody going below half a tank. In today's economy, you fill up, and you know, most people say, well, you're spending more money because you're going to the gas station every other day.
But in that person's defense, all they had was $20. They said $20. That's all. That's all they may have had for gas. So that was it.
You better hope we got him home.
My wife and I do quite well for ourselves, and I'm here to tell you, we making some real decisions about not doing a family vacation this year, more like a staycation. You know what I'm saying? We make it fun here at the house, do some activities, go take them to the movies and stuff like that. You know, doing something as a family here instead of going somewhere else, having to either drive or fly there with 4 of us and taking that trip, putting gas in the car, or even renting an automobile because we don't want to put them kind of miles on our car. These are real serious choices and decisions. And what we make is very public. So, I mean, I don't run from the fact that we're blessed, but at the end of the day, we too make tough choices and decisions with how we spend our money. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Maybe you can take the vacation. Maybe you can take the vacation, but just cut down on the number of days.
Okay, tell Maya that. Listen, this gas prices, first of all, is a combination of 2 main factors, in my opinion: oil company greed and political mismanagement.
Oh, I definitely think it's the political mismanagement.
But coupled with, we got to bring both to the table to be accountable, because this whole conflict or whatever we want to call it in the Middle East.
Can I say this whole conflict is BS?
Now, these oil supply concerns. Now, hear me out, because Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris all ran on this idea of fracking, right?
Yes.
Oil companies are slowing production down, which, as demand stays at the rate it is, because people got to get to work and got to travel and got things that they have to do, they are bringing the production of oil down, which makes the demand high, which draws the prices up. So oil companies are not producing more oil to make more gas. What they're doing is bringing the production down to bring the prices up for the barrel of gas to be able to maximize their profits. And the reason they say they have to do that is because they can't contend on getting supply from the Middle East. So they're blaming the politics, and the politics are blaming the gas companies, and the people suffer in the process.
And that could be like because we're close to like we're not that close, but BP refinery. Man, they've been on strike since when? Since March.
Forever, and I can't.
They've been on strike forever.
And when I came, they were still out there.
Yeah, good God, they've been on the strike for over 2 months. Jeez.
But I mean, you got them people in there. You can pay the people. All I know is what's our gas range from about what $4.95 to about what $5.
What I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about like $4.50.
$4.50.
It's over like $5.05, some crap like that.
$5.15 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, and I complain about that. I don't even want to be on the West Coast right now.
Yeah,
because that I'll probably be on a bicycle. You know.
Yeah, but the best because I might be on public transportation. Because that gas is outrageous.
That gas is every bit of $7.
As living out there once upon a time when they had the gas to go up, we thought like going into like $4 was high, and I used to be complaining about that being like $4. Well, that's its normal range now. It's for something.
And you think we got it bad? I don't even want to know what's in the UK because I thought our gas is about here in the UK at like $10.
Yes, it is.
Which means it's probably 15 now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the BP strike is more so hurting the Midwest. I think the largest refinery is in the Midwest for BP gas, and so BP has to charge more in the Midwest because they're affected the most in this process. And for most people who are listening, what you got to realize is BP is on strike because the workers, the union, did not accept their contract proposal. I think what was that back in March?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What they've done is they've done a lockout instead of a strike, so that they will be able to use non-union staff to maintain the company. And so we don't even know what's going to happen next because let BP tell it. The powers that be said they gave them the most concessions that they have ever given, and they still turned it down 7-1.
Well, all I can say is that when they out there, they go by a hunk. I give them a hunk and keep it moving. But you can tell that I said, what's with all the cars? Because they have security. They're not letting them on the property.
Yeah, they're going to lock out.
Yeah, it's a whole situation going on there. But that's happened once since March.
I know we got to take a break, but let me just say this. On yesterday in church for Mother's Day, we gave all mothers a raffle ticket. And we raffled off gas cards.
Oh.
We had 4 gas cards, and when I tell you, all 4 of them women, praise the Lord. When their number was read, you ain't even have to find them in the sanctuary. They said, "Whoa, glory! Thank you, Jesus." One woman came running down the aisle and said, "Ooh, Pastor, this come right on time. I need it." It is a shame that gas is starting to get people to worship and praise the Lord, and the Bible ain't got nothing to do with it. This is
Trust me, I understand because I used to sell insurance, and so when we like made sales or whatever, they would go and they buy us like gas cards. Man, I miss them gas cards right by now. Cause you would come, and when you sell them, you get like 3, 4. And they all like at $50 a pop. Man, I'd be sick.
Well, honestly, I probably wouldn't get nothing anyway because they'd be like, that's too high to buy a gas card. Pay for gas. They probably would get in anyway. But
I had people sending me instant messages saying, "Pastor, I'm watching online, and you're gonna do that next week because I will be in church." Like, you realize if we put a marketing out there to tell people that this free gas cards will be given away, church would be packed on Sunday.
Dr.Fite. Well, you know what? It's a good idea. So yeah.
I'm telling you.
So to all the mothers that stand their moms who enjoyed their Mother's Day yesterday, happy belated Mother's Day. That's one of the best times of the year. Happy belated Mother's Day. All right, let's take a break now. Then we're gonna come back and then we got to get into what's the other part?
You gonna do? Oh, you want me to do my neighborhood tribute?
Oh, when we come back, take a break, take a break, take a break, take a break.
Okay.
I
So you
thought
guys,
y'all were on to my segment next, but
yeah, your segment comes in. I'm just messing around with follows up. You know, I got my schedule over here.
Yeah.
You know, we
Yeah,
got
don't
on the
worry.
couch. Don't worry, we won't forget about on the couch with Dr. Fight. We don't forget Okay.
Welcome yourself back, my dear.
All right, you guys, welcome back. Hope you guys are tuning in on KELM 101.9. That is our radio station. That was oh my God, Usher.
Yes.
And started off with Kirk Franklin. Yeah, so there y'all go. So now we're back. Make sure you tune in you can listen to KELM 101.9 all day, every day. It's something on there for everyone. Yes. Dr.Fite is back, Briana is back, and we're gonna start with we're gonna do yours with Dr.Fite first. We're doing your one. Dr.Fite usually comes back on the couch with Dr.Fite, right?
Yeah, do that first.
Okay, let's go with
I'll do
Dr.Fite.
mine before sports.
On the couch with Dr.Fite. Let's see what he got. Let's see if he gonna make me laugh today, make me cry, make me angry. It's so tough.
I'm gonna make you angry today. Come on, let's go.
Oh God. Oh, okay.
Roll that beautiful.
He said he gonna make me angry today. So let's see
Lord, all right.
what he has in his arsenal today from On the Couch with Dr.Fite. Hit it.
I'm teacher Darren, and my pronouns are going to be Z, Zer, Zer, Zers, and Zerself. So that's how you will address me. Yes.
So what about she, her, hers, herself? That's what we know.
Yes, but I am gender neutral. So I am not a female, nor am I a male. I would be in between. So right here would be my pronouns. Yes, in the back.
So I'm sorry, I'm confused. Are you Mr. Darren, Miss Darren?
No, I am teacher Darren. There would be no Mr. or Mrs. in front of that, just teacher Darren.
Wouldn't it be Zister or Zis?
They haven't created that word yet, but you're on the right track. So it is just teacher Darren for now. Yes.
You look like a pretty lady to me.
Well, thank you. Most people would take that as a compliment, but I am gender neutral, so I am not a lady. I can be pretty, but not a lady. Yes.
So you can't be pretty or...
No, I said I can be pretty.
So you can be pretty and you can be handsome, but you are not a she that is pretty and you are not a he that is handsome?
Correct.
That would make no sense.
I'm confused. I guess I'm
What are you confused about?
Don't talk to me about that.
I'm confused over the whole thing.
Why do we have to learn this?
Well, because this is how the world is changing now. So the world progresses and we progress with the world. Yes, in the back.
Can we just call you by what you look like your pronouns are?
No, because that would be disrespectful. So my pronouns are Z, Zer, Zer, Zers, and Zerself. Or you can just call me teacher Darren. Yes.
Funny, so.
What is that one?
What?
Yeah, is that when you identify as a cat?
Say it.
Is it like purr or is it like
Okay, there.
Yeah, the last one there.
yeah? That's that one. That was very funny.
Say it again. That's funny.
Can you explain that one, please? The purr?
So my pronouns are Z, Zer, Zer, Zers, and Zerself. And these are the ones we're focusing on today.
So it's just all about you? If we're on the subject, I feel like...
That's what I got. Now that's a good question right there.
Especially the one at the bottom.
Very selfish at this point.
Yep.
Yes.
Isn't it kind of disrespectful to like put stuff in our faces and into our heads that we don't necessarily want to align with? Or
Yes.
No, it wouldn't be because that's the way the world works.
Mrs. Darren.
Teacher Darren. Yes, in the back.
So I'm gonna do my best with the Z Zer stuff in the classroom, but if I were to use that in front of my parents, they're gonna get really mad. So is it okay by you if I call you like she, her behind your back?
No, it is not. Yes, in the front.
I don't know. You don't know my mom or dad. If I told them this, they'd probably come up here and you probably won't have a job.
Is this part of the curriculum now, or is this something you want to personally teach us?
It's part of the curriculum in my class.
So question,
In your
like,
class.
The teacher's
Yeah.
no, like boy or girl?
the teacher's bathroom, the employee's bathroom.
What about like when you're at the mall or at a restaurant?
I don't see how the bathroom is the issue here.
I do, because we trying to understand this. I've never really talked this. This is crazy. I think
That's okay. I'm here to answer any questions.
it's not okay.
And you didn't answer the question.
In the back.
So the question is, am I gonna run into you in the bathroom, or is Daryl gonna run into you in the bathroom?
Good question.
Well, you won't because you're not allowed in the teacher's bathroom.
Like I said, what about when you're at a mall or a restaurant or something?
Well, I don't see what bathroom I use is any of your
You
business.
said you were here to answer any
The business up in the classroom.
Right,
Oh my
and my
God.
answer to that is that I don't ask you about your bathroom problems, and you don't ask me about mine.
Well, I didn't ask to be taught this.
Okay, class, so I am teacher Darren, and
Okay.
Oh my sweet Jesus.
Okay.
Now, first, let me say Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Monday. And so, being that you all are mothers, if you show up to your child's classroom and the teacher is talking about this, what is your reaction?
Do you want my real reaction? Because I can give you my real reaction. Do y'all want my real reaction?
Of course. How our listeners don't want it? They don't want it censored.
Okay, so my first response is, bitch, please. Okay, that is literally what I can't.
She just went that route. Okay.
Okay.
Oh man.
There's a lot to follow that, but you standing up there, and the kids, some of the kids are dead on. My parents would have a meltdown if they knew you in here teaching me this stuff. And the other person said, you're selfish because that's not even part of the curriculum. She said it's part of my curriculum in my classroom. That's when I said, this bitch crazy. That's
And I have a small child. If he's like, that's my teacher there. That's your what? What is it?
First of all, it's not. This is what? Okay, you crazy as hell. How, you talking about you were born? Well, is she not? Is that not a female? That's the first question.
It's a female. But here's my thing. Who hired you? That's the first.
That's the other question. Yes. Yes.
The second I find out who hired you, I'm going to the superintendent because you and her, it, whatever it want to be, are going to be fired.
And when you teach your child about male, so here's my other question. So you're not supposed to teach your children about being male or female, right? Well, so what are you?
I'm gender neutral.
You're stupid. Again, all I can say is this bitch crazy. I mean, I cannot keep stressing the fact that you are out of your mind. You are out of your mind. How do you explain how you were born? How you were born? Your parents, your mom, your dad. So your parents, what they just came floating out the sky. And what was it? Immaculate conception. I mean, what?
So then you go, and now you go home, and now you're questioning everything because you look at your parents like, well, how did they make me?
I'm telling you right now, I would not want a brain in the classroom like that. What? And people say, well, this is what's going on in the world. No, my child don't have to know everything that's going on in the world until you get out in the world. Okay, plain and simple. And that's not what he's going to school for.
She is fundamentally screwing them kids up.
Exactly. Well, those older kids, they probably looking at her have the same thing. I'm saying that'd be crazy. That's what they said. Those are teenage kids.
And then there's what? Zers and what?
She didn't even say so. She said Zer, Zer. What are you talking about?
But now here's the thing. Now I will say this much. For a time being, I worked at Sephora. And so Sephora started getting into that. I remember they came and asked me and they said, what are your pronouns? I'm like, what are you talking about?
She? I'm a female.
It was she, her. But then you saw some that worked there. They were they, them. I understand having a level of tolerance, but this is going too far.
Right. Whatever you choose to do in your own home, in your personal life, I don't care. But when you say I'm a teacher and my job is to educate your child, your job is not to educate my child about your personal life. That part. Okay? You keep your personal whatever, and if you can't, all you have to do is say, call me Mr. So-and-so, and the kids, they can whisper behind your back and say, is she a female or whatever? Oh, okay. But you're spending class time explaining to them about you instead of about what the curriculum is supposed to be about. Right. So I have a problem with that. So yeah, if I'm a parent, and my kids come home and go say, you learn what? Who is that? And I'm going to the office.
And then have an attitude because they say
they ask you about the bathroom.
No, they ask about the bathroom, but then they say you're being selfish.
Yes.
You got mad for what?
Yep.
That is being selfish.
You are being selfish.
How am I supposed to go in the bathroom and there you go? But you just told us to say this. Now you're in a women's bathroom.
When people say that they're gender neutral, my response is FOS. Okay, now you all know what that is. It's a full of, you know.
Or you could take my phrase, sugar honey iced tea.
There you go, sugar honey iced tea. But I think you're full of, because there's no way that you in the world and you're like, I'm just gender neutral. What the hell does that even mean? And so what does that mean? Do you go for male, female? What does that mean?
Yes, that's what that means.
Is that what that means? You go for all of them?
You gender fluid. So if
it's not gender fluid different from gender neutral, because that's I don't know. I'm just asking.
Huh.
I'm not trying.
It's not being that, but it's
don't come up here telling me that I'm a phobic, whatever.
Look, I know people that are gender neutral.
I don't even care.
Gender fluid, so they go either way. Some of them have tried to hit on me.
I don't even care.
Listen, and I'm just like,
I don't even care about that. I'm just saying, it's not your responsibility to teach my kids anything. What I want you to teach my kids how to read, write, and understand math. Anything beyond that.
That was somebody's comment. They said you're not supposed to teach that. You're supposed to teach math, science, English.
That's it. That's it. I don't need to know about what's going on on ours.
That was one of the comments on the video.
Oh,
I read the comments.
I am not to find what's going on in your bedroom. I don't care.
That's a lot.
I don't care. And then you think it's okay to sit there and teach my child about your whatever. Yeah, that's not your job. You way out of line.
And then tell them. Well, why they ask, why are you teaching us this? Well, it's how the world is moving.
Again, bitch, that's your view of the world. That's all I'm gonna say. That's your view of the world. I'm just saying. I don't need you to try to teach my child the ways of the world. That's not your job. That's my whole point. Yeah. I'm sorry, Dr. Fite. Please continue. Because he knows it's gonna make me bad.
This is wonderful. I love this dialogue. This is invigorating. This is fantabulous. I couldn't have planned this any better for this kind of talk to take place and to transpire. But let's explore the video at face value first.
Oh God.
Because what we're seeing across the country and across the globe is both sides of the aisle trying to infer or to put their agenda on the front line. Right. So you have individuals who are in the classroom who are trying to indoctrinate the minds of our young people to be able to be desensitized to the mere fact that there is a thing that, well, not a thing, but we're trying to get rid of gender. Okay. We're trying to take biology and say that the male/female construct does not exist.
That's insanity. Do you hear what I'm saying? That is insanity. You're trying to say everything that God created it was a mistake.
God? Who said anything about God?
But yeah, it boils down to that for me, because you're trying to say what God created is a mistake. That's how I look at it. I think you're jacked up. I think here's the thing. I preface this by saying I don't care what you do behind closed doors. My issue is when you're trying to influence, like you just said, the minds of young people, and young people are very unique, very easily influenced. So for you, what would I say? Braden is like 12, 13 years old, and you come here and say, Nana, my teacher is I think she's a woman, but she was talking about being gender fluid. What does that mean? And my first thing is my response is gonna be, I'm gonna talk to you about that later, but first I gotta go to your school. That's gonna be my first problem.
Okay, let's change the narrative just a little bit, because this happened in our household. Let's say Braden comes home and say, my friend Johnny got 2 mothers.
Okay.
And why don't I have 2 mothers? What's your response?
I will answer that versus talking about the gender fluid. I'll answer that, and I don't know, because I can't tell you how I do it, but I know I would answer that is because I understand the homosexual thing. I think a little bit better than the whole gender and not being male or female. I understand that a little bit better, so I can talk about that, but I can't deal with the whole not being whatever. I can't understand that, so I'm okay with talking about that. And I would say, you know what, just like you see, your mom and dad, they love each other. They're a man and a woman. These two people happen to fall in love who are of the same gender.
Your thing is
It doesn't mean their love for me. Their love isn't any different to me, in my opinion, than the male and the female. It's just if they happen to fall in love with each other.
Your thing is pick a side.
That's Briana Marrae. She said, "My side, pick a side. Pick a side. Pick one." That's she right. That's how I feel. Pick a side.
But you have people who are not. Let them tell it. And listen, I disagree wholeheartedly, but this is what is going on in our society. We have people in this world who believe that they are not sexual beings, and so they're asexual. They don't dibble dabble in the sexuality between man and a woman, or even man and a man, or even a woman and a woman.
So you said they're not interested in sex at all. So they're not interested in sex at all. Is that what you said?
No, they don't feel like sex is a part of their everyday pursuit.
And if that's how they feel, that's fine. But when you talk about driving down the middle of the road, I have an issue with that. When you say I'm not this or that, that's why I have an issue from. To me, I think you're hiding from something. But when people come out and say that they're gay, I'm going to respect you enough to say, okay, you said this is who I am, and I'm proud of who I am. Okay, I can go with that. I cannot. I emphasize, I cannot deal with people who drive down the middle of the road. I can't. I can't.
Okay, well, but this is the thing. Like, we gotta really, 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 really consider this. Our children are living in a world that this is happening in real time.
Mm-hmm.
In real time. Now, granted, yeah, you want to go down there, go to the principal's office, turn some tables over, and tell them you do. It is what it is. I took my middle child, my son Aaron. I took him out of a school in the middle of the school year. For one reason only. And I don't share no contradiction. I know I'm going to get some hate mail or whatever. I don't care. These my kids. I raise them how they want. You want to raise kids where you want, then you have you son and raise them how you want to raise them.
Yep.
They sent the letter home to me and my wife. And that letter said that they don't have male and female toys. They have gender neutral toys.
Mm-hmm.
And let me explain something to you. My son a boy. And if he start playing with what I consider girl toys, is the day I'm going to turn this school inside out. So it's better for me, knowing what I know, to remove him from this school. Because it will save me jail time, and it save your family some insurance and some tears for planning your funeral. Because I'm telling you, if I come to pick up my son and he combing a Barbie's hair or something like that, I'm losing all my marbles. You hear me?
All his marbles.
It'll be in the bag. I'm telling you right now. If I get to the trunk and get back, you better be gone. Because I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a misunderstanding.
What was it? Consequence and misunderstandings.
Consequence and repercussions.
And we're in the store all the time with Braden, and he'll look at certain stuff, and my response is, "That's for a boy." I mean, or that's for a girl, or that's for a boy. Put that on. Look over there. I have no problem with that, because he needs to understand that he is a boy. Now, as you get older, and okay, but I'm not going to go out of my way to say, "Oh, here it's okay. Play with this Barbie doll." I ain't doing that.
But that's like, remember when he was a little baby. He was still a little baby. We had went to Old Navy, and we bought the shorts. And Karen put the shorts on. I'm like, why do they look odd?
Oh yeah.
Why do they look odd? So no seam down the shorts. No seam. So he took out legs in there. So it almost like you could turn to a skirt. What did we do? I took the shorts off and I threw them in the garbage. We never wore them.
Because then brother said, "What is that?" I said, "What is this?"
And let me address the comments. Pastor, I'm not saying that hairstylists or certain professions make you gay. And I don't know if you've seen the video that we shared earlier, but we're talking about persons who are gender neutral, who don't make a decision if they're male or female. And she was in a classroom teaching the class about her lifestyle and her choice about being gender neutral, right?
Right.
And so, listen, I have no problem with a person identifying however you want to identify. The problem I have is the fact that you are trying to purport this to the minds and to the lives of children.
That's exactly right.
Classroom trying to get them to understand that it is okay to not be able to choose a side. I don't look. If you want to go out here and be with a pole and marry your cat and do all of that, that's your business. But the day you bring that to my child is now where I got a problem.
That's my problem. I have an issue with that, right? Because first of all, you crossed multiple boundaries. Right. It's not your job to school my child on what's going on in the world. So that's the first problem I have. Your job is to teach the English, the writing, the math, the science, all of that. I don't need.
Wait a minute. Education is way broader than the subject.
It is, but what are you hired to teach? You're not hired to teach my child what how to think and how you should deal with other people. That's my job. If I'm saying I'm a real parent, it's my job to teach you how to talk and how to deal with people in the real world.
What if they're in anatomy physiology?
Say that again.
What if they're in the class anatomy physiology?
Again, this teacher went beyond that. She went beyond that. And furthermore, she was having a conversation about herself. It wasn't even about the world. She's talking about her. What's important to her. You're standing up there telling kids that this is how you will address me. This is how I like to be addressed. And one of the kids came back and said, "You're selfish. This is about you. This is not what you're supposed to be teaching." They asked you if this is a part of your curriculum. You said it is in my class, but you didn't say this is the general curriculum. So you're worried about yourself and how people are going to address you. This is about you. Your issue is when you're teaching kids, this is supposed to be about the kids and their experience. What did those kids leave? What happened when they went home or when they left out of their class? They're like, "Wow, could you all believe that?" Can you imagine the conversations that a undeveloped mind had about that conversation about her? So I think my response was appropriate when after I watched this whole video, my response was, I said, "Bitch, please," because that's how I felt. I'm like, wow, you have the nerve to cross the boundaries and say you want to tell my child about this. You are way out of line. Way out of line.
Way out of pocket.
Way out of pocket. What Pastor Mo said, she laughed. What's she doing?
Yeah, she laughed.
Way out of pocket. And Dr. Fite was justified. All right, if I'm walking into a Braden's classroom and I say, "You learn what?" Or he playing with a doll, I'm put that down. Put that down. And you can tell me, and the teacher can say, "Well, we teach gender neutrality." That ain't what that's not what my tax dollars, or even if you're charging me or you're in a private school, that's not what I'm paying you for.
The funny part about this whole video though, and I must laugh, the student asked the teacher what bathroom you use. And she said, "The teacher bathroom." And they said, "So if I go in the bathroom, am I gonna see you in my bathroom?" They said, "No, because you can't use the teacher bathroom, so you won't see me in that bathroom." Then they changed the question and took her outside the school and said, "If I run into you at the store, what bathroom I'm gonna see you in?"
and so now what they do have in the public bathrooms, they have family restrooms, or they say non-gender or something on
they have family. So you'll have a family restroom. You have all gender restrooms.
Yeah.
And I got a problem with that because if I'm a female, why or some have a all gender restroom and then they have the men's bathroom separate.
Listen, I don't understand this. Y'all help me understand this bathroom talk. What's the problem using whatever bathroom you want?
Because men nasty inherently. They're nasty. Yeah, and the male bathroom is never all that clean. That's the first part I have. So
really,
I don't know because I don't really peek in the man bathroom. Now, what was it? I think.
Okay, I'm gonna go here. That people don't say nothing crazy. There was a particular line at the women's bathroom. It just so happened I went in the men's bathroom, and surprisingly, the men's restroom was cleaner than the women's actually.
Well, that's good.
I'm just saying that.
You see any men in there?
No, because it was a stall, and then they had like the urinal up front. Now, mind you, I scared the crap out of a dude when I came out because he was like, "Oh, I expect her to come."
And to that point, most women can go in a man's bathroom and it won't be like a huge, oh my God, she's in here, like a big deal. But if a man is found in a woman, she is running out of there, especially one of them Susans. She gonna run out of that bathroom and try to find the supervisor and whoever she can find. Oh my God, a man was in the women's bathroom, and it was just so heart-wrenching and appalling to me. I don't know why.
And do you ever know? Do you ever notice when they're in the bed? Because they're that dramatic, and they're trying to cry, but nothing ever comes out of their eyeballs. But they're like, I was so traumatized, and I fell because the floor was slippery, and oh my God.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, really?
I mean, they were talking about the woman was traumatized for a man, and then the man's attorney asked the woman, "Do you have any children?" She says, "I don't know the relevance of that question." He was like, "Can you answer the question, please?" She said, "Yes, I have 3 children." He was like, "So you've seen a penis before?" Like, like you're traumatized of potentially seeing a man's genitalia, but you got 3 children, so obviously you've seen a man's.
And that's how you got that way.
Yep.
Yeah, but she hadn't seen that color. You know what I'm saying? So that was the traumatizing nature.
I don't even have that. Okay, when we were in what's the place of not Chipotle? We were in Chipotle. Where we at? The Subway. Where we at?
Subway.
No, hell no, we were at the Subway.
Jersey Mike's.
No.
Firehouse.
No. What's the other one? Damn it.
Give me a location. I give you a name.
We're on Clybourne over there. By the eyeglass store.
Slimy. What's this place called?
By the eyeglass store.
Protein bar?
No, port. What is the? Oh, sorry, the P. I'm thinking.
Potbelly.
There you go, Potbelly. I'm like, we were in Potbelly. So we were in Potbelly, and their bathrooms were, I think they don't have. It's like gender neutral or whatever.
Gender.
But and I don't mind that because guess what? It's only one stall, and you put the lock on there so can't nobody come in there. But if you have different stalls. And you and the urinal, I'm not gonna do this. So when it's the gender neutral, all they have is just the toilet and the sink. It's just the one thing. So you lock the door. I'm okay with that. But I don't want to go there when I see a urinal on the wall. I'm like, ooh, urinal. Don't think so. I don't want to go in there.
I mean, ain't nobody in any bathroom, like men or women. Even if all men or even if all women are in the bath, ain't nobody in there just walking around there with they private parts hanging out. Like, I mean, people in there to use the bathroom, hopefully they washing their hands and you getting out. Some folk are just nasty. How you go in a bathroom, use that bathroom and walk right out the door? Like that to me is nasty. And it is even equally as nasty if you come in, wash your hands, use the bathroom and still walk out the door. I'm sorry. Washing your hands before you use the bathroom means that you need to also wash your hands before you use the bathroom.
Do you know something happened to me is I went to the bathroom. It was another lady in there. She was using the bathroom, walked out, didn't wash her hands. Come to find out I had an interview. She was the person that was interviewing me.
Oh.
And she went to, she's like, it's so nice to meet you. I'm like, oh no, thank you. And
she was like,
and she was like, what's the problem? I said, you were just in the bathroom where I was at, and I saw you walk out and I washed your hands.
Well, they didn't say you can get that job.
I didn't go to the interview. I left out. Because you've been touching your chair and your computer. I'm not going to touch nothing. I am okay.
Then we wonder why COVID was able to spread across.
Almost certainly. You know what I realized? Please don't talk about it. I don't care if you do.
But they were the very ones during COVID. Now everybody else, you had basic cleaning supplies in your house. I worked over across from it was all these grocery store, and they would leave from getting it, and they said, "Oh, I gotta go buy some paper towels and some Clorox spray and some wipes." And I'm looking like, and I'm telling them, I'm like, "That's not a necessity in your house."
Yeah, that's just not regular stuff that you buy on the regular. And you saw a lot of them doing that. They were like, come out the store, they were like, have piles of like toilet paper.
And they the very reason why you couldn't get no Lysol, no Clorox, right? Nothing, because they were coming out with 6 in the bottle.
And that's just normal. When I feel like when I run low on something, I say, well, I need some more, the toilet cleaner, whatever. That's just normal. But you have to have it in your house, and you think everybody else is nasty? Really? Okay.
That's why I don't sit down in certain people's house. If I know you nasty,
Well, Well, the thing is, I can't really use the bathroom in other people's houses, and that's just the thing. I can't really use bathroom in public. When Brianna said, she said, you gotta go to the bathroom, and I'm like, yeah. She said, you must really gotta go because she know that is not normal for me to use the bathroom in public. That's just not my norm.
If I have to use the bathroom, I will go in the bath. If I go and see stuff in the bathroom, it's going right back up my stomach. I am.
Oh yeah, if it's a nasty bathroom, you people leaving stuff in the toilet, no.
I will act like my bed. I will squat by the car before I go in there.
Well, as people say, I ain't a squatter, so I can't do it. I'm not a squatter. Some people can do it. I'm not a squatter. Okay, Dr. Fite, that was a very interesting video, but you know what? I think it should be used as a teaching tool for teachers who want to get it in front of your child and think they're going to educate your child on this, that, and the other. I'm going to say no, thank you. No, thank you. That's off right. And you can tell that she was kind of getting uncomfortable with some of the kids asking her questions. But you started. Right, but she opened up the door. Be careful the door you open up. If you cannot walk fully through that door, be careful how you move.
And that's the problem I have an attitude issue with. You get mad when people start questioning your lifestyle, but you open the door for it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, it's not my. If I look at you, I'm like, oh, they must be a couple. That's me just talking to myself or processing something. I don't need you to give me a lecture on your lifestyle. I don't care. But my part is, don't think you're gonna talk to my kid and I'm gonna say, oh, it's okay. Oh, negatory. No, that's a huge negatory. No. So you need to go find somebody to find your sister's kids, your baby kids. I don't care. But you're not talking to my kid about something about your personal life like that. No. It's okay if somebody will say, well, it's okay if the kids whisper and talk behind your back. Sure, let them talk behind your back. Sure. But it's not up to you to explain to any kid of mine about your lifestyle.
That's like explaining the birds and the bees to somebody.
Right, exactly. And that's what's wrong with no boundaries. No boundaries. Yeah, just do it. Whatever you feel like doing, you just do it. Whatever you feel like saying, just say it. Here's that pig that's at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. No filter whatsoever. But you tell him to spell filter. He can't even spell the word filter, so that's a good point. That's okay. All right, let's go. Brianna is gonna get into it. Brianna got, you know what? It's Monday night. It's the 15th, and it is the series finale of the 11th, and it is the series finale of one of my favorite shows that I have watched for several years. I don't know if Dr. Fite watched it, but he may have. But it is, there you go. It is the series finale of The Neighborhood. You know, Stta up there, Tashina Arnold up there. It's the finale tonight, and I'm gonna catch up on it. But it was they had a good 8-season run. I watched it from the beginning to its end. I'm watching it tonight, but I watched it from the beginning to the end.
Well, it's on right now, so you won't see it.
So The Neighborhood, yeah, we miss you. We're gonna miss you.
But you know what? They got executive producer credit. They got syndication because they play everywhere.
Oh, so they got that. They getting their syndication money, so they may be off.
Right.
But they got syndication money because they are, like you said, they are on. I don't think it's a time of day that they not on.
They on the U. I think now they like in the week. You know, when you wake up in the wee hours of the morning, you turn to like Nickelodeon. They on Nickelodeon. They're on BET Hurt, so they're everywhere. So even though it's a see you later to new episodes. They still got the members change.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. So see you later to new episodes. Very good. Very good. So Cedric, you got some money, but I said Tashina Arnold is not going to stay unemployed very long because I'm sure she has something else in the works. But congratulations to them for 8 seasons. I think in my mind they had at least 2 more seasons in the pocket. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, because now they got a whole lot going. And it's because both the sons got married.
Yeah.
Crazy Marty, of course, they were expecting baby number 2.
Oh wow.
And then Malcolm, he got his new wife. They was expecting the baby.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for 8 wonderful seasons. We appreciate you all. Did you ever catch and watch The Neighborhood?
No.
What? Such disdain?
That's like a defiant no. What? May I ask you why not?
I mean, listen. I ain't got that kind of time to be watching a show. I ain't making no money. Ain't too many shows that I do watch. After the show 24, I don't know that I've seen the show from the first season to the last season.
Wow. Wow.
I think I may have seen 24. Let me see. Prison Break, Sons of Anarchy. They're probably about the only shows I've seen from the first episode to the last episode.
Wow.
And all of them got somebody dying in it. So, I mean, who died in Neighborhood?
The Neighborhood was a comedy.
Okay, well, ain't nobody dead. So,
no, did nobody die in the Neighborhood?
I appreciate my frat brother, Cedric the Entertainer. God bless him.
I'm shocked. I would have thought, he want to do everything, all things black. So I'm surprised he didn't watch it. Oh, it may have some white people, so maybe he didn't watch it either. I'm sorry. All right, so there you go. So good luck with all of them. They can all take a break. They got syndication money.
Lord
Take a break.
Lord knows that the one that played Jim, she can't. She went from two broke girls to the Neighborhood.
Yeah, and had a baby in between the seasons of the Neighborhood. So yeah, she definitely can take a break. All right, let's get up to wrapping it up. Let's go. Let's get some sports in there. Okay, Mockingbird. Y'all hit bring
You got the Mockingbird.
Let's go. Who got some sports? Dr. Fite, kick it off.
I am your brother.
So
Dr. Fite, let's go.
Let's go.
Sports rap time. We're gonna start with you first.
We got time for
Oh, sports rap. Well, big ups to the New York Knicks for sweeping the 76ers. Pulled the broom out, and on tonight, I believe that broom is going to be pulled out again. OKC is going to sweep the Lakers, and
hurry up, because I'm sick of them. Hurry up.
Detroit has yet to prove that they can win on the road. So we'll see what happens tonight in Cleveland.
14-5 right now.
The NBA draft lottery was completed on last night, and the number one pick goes to, not surprising, the Washington Wizards.
But did you see how sad AJ DeBon still looked when they got the number one pick? Like they made a meme out of his face.
You are so mean.
Do they take him number one?
I don't know. They say everybody's trying to make an offer to get them to trade the number one pick. Because the Chicago Bulls, oh God,
that nightmare.
They got the number 4 pick. And so I think I've seen a couple mock drafts. They say they might take Cameron Boozer.
No, that's looking like Caleb Wilson from North Carolina. I think Cameron Boozer may go number 2 in my assessment of things to the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, but then here's the thing too. So because the Pacers traded their first overall pick to the Clippers got the number 5 pick in the draft. And Indiana got nothing. And we're awful.
That'd be awful.
So their president apologized to them. Dr. Fite, I haven't seen you since the draft, the NFL draft. How do you feel about your Giants?
I mean, I think there's a lot of optimism there, especially on the defensive end. Our defense seems to be very solid with pieces that we just got to see how some of our secondary is going to turn out. I mean, we drafted Hood out of Tennessee, have some level of continuity there on defense, but at the end of the day, this offense is going to have to move the ball and put points on the board in order for us to win multiple games. And right now, we got a bunch of pieces, but we don't know how it's all going to come together. And so I think Jim Harbaugh and his offense will have to, his offensive team will have to be able to make sure that in the offseason, this offense comes together and can really keep us in the game. And I think defense has to win the game for us. That's always been our strategy. I'm still leery about our run game. I know Scatterboo was hurt, but the way he runs, he's going to be hurt again. Uh, so he runs with reckless intentions, and he's going to meet a linebacker that's going to play with reckless intentions, and so he's bound to be hurt again. So yeah.
And so, who do you have in the finals for the NBA?
Whew, I have uh I have I think I have the Knicks coming out of the East. Um I mean, Detroit has proven they can't win at home, and I think the Knicks can win in Detroit, and so I think it'll be Knicks in Detroit, and I think the Knicks ain't playing. I mean, they are not playing at all. So got the Knicks. The West is a little harder because I think it's going to come down to the Spurs versus OKC. I think the Spurs defense will keep them going maybe 6 games, maybe 7. But I just think the offensive firepower of OKC may get them over the hump of the Spurs this year. But the Spurs are projecting, even without Wemby last night, they took them to the final quarter, to the fourth quarter. So if Wemby played and wasn't ejected in the second quarter, I think that it would have been a different game.
Yeah, I mean, that elbow he threw out was like, ooh, ouch. But so now you don't do finals picks, but you pick yours.
Oh, and my team ain't in this. I don't care who wins.
Wow, you could do one pick.
I don't care who wins. I don't even think I want New York to win. So I don't care. I just want them to be over. I just want them to be over. That's how I feel.
Well, I will say Steve Kerr is returning to Golden State as the head coach for 2 years, which coincides with Steph Curry's deal. So I think they're going to see what happens in these 2 years. And if it's nothing, they're going to be like, okay, Steve Kerr going to be done.
Steve Kerr has done a good job, I think, with the team, but they need some. They need some new life. They need some new blood, some new energy.
They need younger.
They need. They do. They really do.
They need to get younger, and I don't think that's going to happen. Also, LeBron is set to become an unrestricted free agent.
What the heck does that mean?
So that means he's a free agent. He can go where he want to go.
Go home. Go home. You 42, boy. Go sit down.
Carol, that knows.
Gee whiz, go home.
Well, if he doesn't go home, he might go back to Cleveland.
Well, don't nobody want your old ass. Go sit down somewhere. Go sit down. I mean, you ain't even old. You 40-something. Just standing. I mean, but you old for basketball standards. You have accomplished, monumental things. Just go home. I'm tired of talking about you. Go home. Yeah. Y'all happy with that now?
Yes, thank you for that.
Okay, can you find my picture for me?
What picture?
Wait.
I thought I had sent it to you. Okay, so what the hell is that? Okay, so as you guys know, I said at the start.
No, that's not it. You sent it to me.
I don't know. At the start of the show, anyway, I talked about the LB network because that's where we are now. We're just LB Media Network because we got a lot of stuff going on. So I just want to say we are, as I said at the start, we're working with our new artist. That he's got a new single coming out. But he comes from a legacy family, and since we talk about our music, we're talking about the legacy family, the heritage, and so our new artist, it was like today is. Coming from the Gap Band, you all know the Gap Band, Outstanding, Yearning for Your Love. We're talking about the second generation family, and we're talking about Brian Wilson. He is the son of the founder of Ronnie Wilson of the Gap Band, and he's got the Gap Band vocals. So he is now a part of what we're working on, part of EB Publishing and all that good stuff. The song that they're working on is let me tell you, should I tell the name of the song? I'll give you all the initials. So the initial is called DDG. And then, so as you guys prepare to hear the drop on June 8th, just keep that in mind. And we're going to give you, following up, working with him and give you guys some behind the scenes work that's going on with the song and things of that nature. But yeah, so we're gonna welcome Brian Wilson, or as he likes to call himself, Brian B Dub. And he knows I don't do the B Dub. But anyway, Brian B Dub Wilson. So you guys can check him out on Instagram. He's following us everywhere. And yes. So welcome, and we're looking forward to a very prosperous journey. And just tune in for updates as we move forward. All right. We are wrapping up for the evening. Thank you guys all who tuned in on. Thank you guys for tuning in on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. On Dr. Fite, and thank you, Pastor Mobley. Thank you, and thank you for everything. Brianna, thank you for your assist. As long as the Lord says so, we will see all of us back here next Monday with some more great commentary and conversation. In the meantime, and in between time, see miracles in life every day. Just smile and make sure you go and vote. Dr. Fite said all these elections are coming up before the primary in November. So go and vote. Please don't think your vote does not count. Please, one person take one person, and on, so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. We love you guys. Nothing you can do about that. Peace out. Dr. Fite.
Peace up. A-time down.
You know what? Get out.
Peace and
Peace and hair grease. All right, you guys. There you guys go. Have a good one.